definitely too early in the morning. Wow, it's really early. Anyway, have an amazing day. Guys, so finally got home. Ended up not eating, long story short. I had things after things after things, so guys, so this is a new mic that I got. Let me show you. This is it. And then I got the black one. You guys can see that. So we're gonna try it out and see if it's better than the other one that I got. Hopefully this one works for it. So here's the thing. I tried so hard to record a video when I was in the car, and for some reason it just wasn't giving. Okay, and then it was raining at some point. Like, it was just bad. And the weather wasn't doing it, the lighting wasn't doing it. And then I was like, you know what, let me go to my meetings. And then when I'm done, I'm just gonna come back home and kind of like have this chit chat with you. So last vlog was about my birthday, the before and after. That day I was looking all summer-ish, like a girl is on vacation type of look, right? I had this green dress looking all beautiful, like blonde, like real blonde hair. And then the next day I was like this. The next day, I was like, please, let me come back to reality and actually get my ish together. My birthday was on a Sunday, on the 29th. And then on Monday, I was at home the whole day, actually. I was sleeping. I was tired. I was at home. And then on Tuesday, did you guys watch the vlog? Please go ahead and watch the vlog. I don't know why this thing is just shaking. Is it me or what? Anyway, go ahead and watch the vlog because you're going to find out why I'm all excited. And I've been keeping this news from you guys for like a month. Okay? And I just wanted to get my ish together. I wanted to get some things sorted out, and I finally did it. I'm just grateful. I'm excited. And then at the same time, my birthday was around the corner. And I was just feeling so blessed, seriously. Today's conversation is going to be a little bit serious. It's going to talk about debt. The reason is, I want to say like a week ago or something like that, or a couple days ago, I saw a post on Instagram. It was going viral. And the post was talking about this Black American lady who owned a restaurant and how she works really, really, really hard. She was working so hard. And apparently she was exhausted. Her last posting, I think it was on her stories, on IG stories. Her last posting was about, I need to take a break. I mean, I'm going to put it on the screen. But it was basically saying that she needs to take a break, a 3 days break, and she's exhausted and blah, blah, blah. Guys, tell me why she never woke up from her sleep. Like, she went home apparently and then never woke up from her sleep. She passed away. That story really pierced my heart, right? Because coming from somebody who used to believe that not sleeping was a luxury. Like, guys, I was crazy like that. Okay, I used to follow all these men entrepreneurs talking about, if you're sleeping, you lazy. If you the hustle culture, I want to say 10 years ago, was something else. Okay, even now, right? Everybody wants to be an entrepreneur. And I remember when I was still working on my businesses, right? On the plans, on making it happen, on launching one business after the next. I remember having that mindset that, why am I sleeping 6 hours? Why do I need to sleep that much? The fact that I can sleep 4 hours, and guys, the energy that I have today, already in my late 30s, like, can you imagine me in my 20s? Me in my early 30s? It was crazy. Like, every time I think about it, right, I'm like, wow, girl. Last time I saw a friend of mine, we used to work together, right, in corporate America, we used to work together. And he was the one actually reminding me how crazy busy I used to be. He was like, girl, you would take your work computer, You will have photo shoot planned for your wedding gowns, because I used to take photo shoots here. I used to do an entire photo shoot here before actually, posting it online, advertising for it. Then I had potential brides reaching out to me, and then I would ship it to different countries depending if the customers were in. I mean, that was pre pandemic, okay, like before 2020. And guys, I was going to fashion shows. I went to fashion shows in Miami, Florida. I went to GC. I had a couple of events here in Texas. I had a couple of events. So, like, it was just crazy. Cameroon. Anyway, I was so busy. And the story of this Black American lady kind of reminded me a little bit of myself, because back in 2016, my body was shutting down. Like, my body was shutting down. The reason why today I have what is called IBS, because I already had that, chronic constipation, all of these digestive issues, but I think it got worse because I was not sleeping. I was not sleeping. And for some reason, in 2015, I was already working in corporate America. For 2015, I decided, you know what? My life is too boring. I'm going to go back to school and I'm going to get my master. So I went for my MBA, and I wanted to finish the MBA earlier, so which means that I had to take extra classes. And not only I was doing my 9 to 5 job, which was really intense at the time, but I was doing my MBA full time at the same time. And then I was building my business. I was about to launch in 2016. Is when I ordered my first samples for my bridal boutique and all of these things. So I never actually had a break, right? Never had a break. I'm always working or doing something. And I remember 2016 is when, my tummy area, right? Like my midsection was like, no, girl, we cannot do this thing no more. Guys, I used to sleep on ZQL. I feel like I already told you that story. I used to sleep on ZQL because I couldn't sleep normally, because my brain was so wired to think, how can we make it better? How can I, do something amazing? How can I hire more people and build, systems and blah, blah, blah. I was all over the place, all over. So that friend of mine was reminding me last time when we saw each other, he was like, girl, you were going through it. You had many things you were doing all at the same times. Fashion shows, this and that. You had promotion parties. You had this. Like, it was a lot. And in addition to the school, okay? My school in Africa, in addition to that. So, and I had a 9 to 5 job. So, which means that after the 9 to 5, I would go and, guys, it was crazy. All of that, just to say this. 2016, 2017, my health took a turn, right? For the worse. Like, my health really took a turn for the worse. And at some point, I did not read the signs. You know how they say you have to read the room? I could not. I was so convinced that sleeping 6 hours was for the lazies. like you have to be a lazy person to be sleeping. Like, today, I can't even imagine. Like, oh, goodness. 10 years ago, 10 years ago, the level of energy that I had, and I was not reading the room. I was not reading the signs. My body was trying to tell me, girl, stop. And I just could not. Like, I was like, I got to push one more time, one more day, one more month, one more year. And I was doing it. And it took my health to take a toll for me to realize that I need to kind of like chill a little bit. Okay. I can't even count at this point how many doctor's appointments I had, just because I wasn't sure what was going on with me. And they could not say anything, because everything they were saying was like, it's stress. And me, the African woman in me, or the African person that I am, I'm like, what is stress? What do you call stress? We don't deal with that. This is white people. I used to believe that in order for me, as an African person who have been taught to hustle and bustle, in order for me to have stress, what is that? I could not even define it for myself, right? Because I saw people back home when I was growing up there. I saw people who were working days and nights and barely making it, barely making it, barely having food at the table. And I saw the cycle of hard work doesn't pay, right? That's why now my philosophy in life is work hard but smart. Right? Like, you can't just be working hard, and your strategy is not working. The way you're going about it is not working, but you keep on pushing and pushing and getting the same result and expecting different results. It's not going to change, right? You have to change the way you're doing it. So it was years and years later that I understood that maybe the reason why I went from being really fit, really energetic, really healthy, because I was super healthy, never got sick, right? And then all of a sudden, my health just started going downward. And I remember all the money that I spent, for procedures, for doctors, appointments, for this, for that. Like, if they could not see nothing, I would change hospital, I would change countries and go figure it out and have an entire full scan of my body and be like, there's something wrong with me. But I just could not put it, my hand on it. I could not. It was later on that I understood that part of the reason why I was dealing with all of this is was really stress, which in the African culture, we can't even define it. We don't even know what is stress because the everyday life of somebody who is, like middle class or lower class is to hustle and bustle. That's what we know. Like, like a child who is like, in order for me to shower, I have to go, next door, or I have to walk a mile in order to fetch water, put water in the bucket, come back home and take a shower. And I'm saying it because back in the days, even though we had running water at home, I used to go to my grandma's house and we used to carry the bucket in our head and go and fetch water for her because she needed water and the water wasn't running in her house. So not every day, but some days. Okay. We don't know what is stress, right? And when I read the story of this Black American lady, I felt like, oh my God, that could have been me. That could have been me going to sleep and then never waking up. I mean, the things that we take for granted, as much as we want to hustle and want to be successful, but what's the point if we don't actually make it? Like, what is the point if we don't make it? And I'm so happy and glad and grateful that I understood that, right? At some point, I had to be like, okay, stop. Something is not working. Something is not working. And I had to change gears and I had to make time for my family. I did not have time. Like, even my close friends, like, it used to be like, where's my agenda? Like, let me see which day am I going to be available to hang out with you guys. Like, it was bad, and thank God most of my friends were not even in town. They didn't live in town. So I didn't have to make so many excuses, but it's just a reminder for men and women out there who are working really, really hard on the craft, working on the next business idea, working on building that generational wealth. Take a time to just rest. I mean, today, guys, I rest. The way I actually rest is not even good. It's not even funny because I intentionally set my days as in today I'm going to be lazy. Like, there are days where I have things to do and I decide to be lazy and do nothing just because I want to rest. The me today, the me like a couple years ago changed because my heart had to actually, I had to pay for the consequences of working so hard that I'm still today carrying some of the scars, right? Maybe it's not as bad. Guys, my tummy, like my midsection used to be so painful. It didn't matter what I was eating. I could be drinking water, eating papaya, mango, chicken. I could be eating, I don't know, fried plantains, vegetables, salads, just name it. Anything that I used to eat would just hurt. Like, it was so painful as if I was having contractions, when women are pregnant, then they're like, oh my God, I'm dying. And I'm not claiming to say that my pain was, the equivalent of a woman being pregnant and having contraction. No, I don't know what that feels like. But I know for a fact that I was suffering. I was suffering. But then I think my heart got to worse. Maybe it was already getting bad, right? Because of the food here in America is not good. It's crap, right? And I was eating organic food. I was spending so much on food, eating organic food. I could not like I was eating organic food, what they call organic food. You spend so much and you're still not healthy. Anyway, this is just a reminder for you guys who are working really hard. Just take some time to chill, Take some time. Like, as you're watching people like me who are telling you, I got this amazing opportunity, I'm building this, I'm building that, and then I came to America, and then now I'm having this huge contract, blah, 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 blah. It's beautiful. But let me tell you something. The part that you guys don't see is me sleeping. Like, I just came back. I'm going to undress and I'm going to go to bed. And I'm going to chill. And I'm going to be scrolling on Instagram, watching what are people saying. Like, I don't push it no more, right? It is what it is. Comme les Camerounais disent, ça sort comme ça sort. It is what it is. Seriously. Like, for what? But I used to be I used to be her, right? Thank God it did not get to the extent of me sleeping and not waking up, but that could have been me. So it's just a reminder. That's what I wanted to talk about. It's just a reminder. If you hustling and bustling and you're thinking this is the end of the world, you need to do it all, blah, blah, blah. I'm doing it all. I mean, per people's opinion, they feel like I'm doing a lot, but I'm doing a lot with a certain type of balance. I'm creating my own balance. That's why sometimes you guys are like, oh, what happened to the event venue? You guys have been asking me about the event venue. It got to a point with my cousin passing, with me becoming a mother overnight to my nephew's son, with my parents not feeling the best, with my businesses giving me all the headaches. It got to a point where I had to put a pause on the construction of the event venue. I was like, I can do it all. Because dealing with technicians in Cameroon, it's another ball game. You need to have like a will. Like, come on, guys. Like you've seen me, you've heard me talk about this. You've seen me in construction site complaining, right? So, but I had to put a pause on it. I can't do it all. You know how they say we can have it all, but not at the same time. It's so true. And you have to listen to your body. You have to listen to to your inner self, that inner voice that I always talk about, the whispers of life, right? That inner voice that tells you, take a break. And I'm so good. Nowadays, I'm so good at listening to it because once upon a time, my health took a toll. Am I feeling better? Yes. Yes. But that one is another story for another day. But I think back maybe in 2021, I told you guys a story of me fasting for 7 days. And then on the third day, the pain stopped, completely stopped. And up to today, I haven't experienced that bad, constant, everyday type of pain that I used to experience. And nobody knew. Because when people see me, they don't see me being in pain, right? I look healthy, but on the inside, I was dying. Seriously, I was dying. So I'm just happy. As much as I'm doing many things, and I came in the US and I'm still doing things, but at least I'm taking my time with it, right? I go out couple days a week. I'm home maybe four days. Actually, I'm home 4 days a week, and I'm out 3 days a week. Yeah, yeah. I mean, you got to do what you got to do. But one thing that I'm not going to do is to kill myself for work. For what? Like, I want to be able to enjoy, the fruits of my efforts. That's why you guys see me traveling left and right, like my boutique manager when I went to Cameroon back in July. I say I went, I'm always in Cameroon back and forth. But anyway, I was in Cameroon from July to like April, basically. So yeah, when I landed in July, my boutique manager, she was like, girl, I saw your videos. She was like, you were in Italy, you were in France. You even went to Bordeaux to drink wine and things like that. And then she was just talking about it and saying how she appreciates and she's learning from me because she feels like as much as I work really, really hard, I also party really, really hard. You guys see me in Cameroon. As much as I don't have many friends in Cameroon. I barely have friends in Cameroon, but I do take my me time, what I call my me time, which means I'm going someplace that is, the scenery has to be giving because I like beautiful things. And if I decide to stay home for 1 week, I'm going to be home for 1 week. And then in Cameroon, for the most part, I'm the boss. Not for the most part, 100% time, I'm the boss. So I get to decide when I want to have my meetings. And usually in the morning, I don't schedule meetings unless it's really, really urgent or I don't have a choice, then it's going to be in the morning. But because I'm a night owl, I sleep super late, right? So I schedule all my meetings after 11 a.m. In the US, I do that, yes and no. Now that I'm, got this new contract, it's a bit different because I'm going through the beginning phase of getting accustomed to the company, how they do the processes, the systems, the softwares that they use, and things like that. So I'm going through that. So my schedule is a bit, but I'm still home most of the week, basically. And I go to the offices a couple days a week. So you got to do what you got to do. But at the end of the day, take care of yourself. Like, take care of yourself because it's not going to be worth it. You can have all the money in the world, but if you don't have your health, what's the point? What's the point? Anyway, that's really was the conversation I wanted to have with you guys. Nothing much, nothing much. Today has been raining. It's gray outside. It's only 4 p.m. That's why I had to turn on the light because it was really dark. But anyway, hope you guys are doing amazing. I'm going to see you in the next vlog. Don't know what it's going to be about, but eventually I'm going to show you guys what's going on. Go ahead and watch my birthday vlog because you will be able to understand how that contract came about and blah, 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 an entire thing, okay? I told you guys everything on that vlog. So, and then you're going to see me, looking all cute and bushy. Anyway, I love you guys. I need to eat. I love you. Bye.